Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today we're going to talk about a publisher that I really enjoy their content, and that is Kingstone. Kingstone has a 3-part Bible series. They actually just now released a brand new 6-volume set, which is the same thing as the 3-volume set, but the 3-volume set's hardback, and then the 6-volume set is softback. So let's take a look at some of the things that I have that they offer. I've given a bunch of these things away just because I love them so much. They are really excellent for kids. But I'm going to tell you, if you are an adult that enjoys graphic novels and really want to see the Bible come to life in a way that's kind of new and unique, this is something I really highly recommend. The hardback set comes in 3 volumes. Volume 1, 2, and 3. Volume 1 and 2 cover the Old Testament, and Volume 3 cover the New Testament. These are not exhaustive. They do not cover every single Bible story. They're going to leave out things like, for example, Songs of Solomon and stuff like that. But for the most part, you get an overview of all the scripture to include the intertestamental period, all in graphic novel form. So let's take a look. I'll show you these two later, but let's just go ahead and take a look at the Old Testament for right now. And then I'll show you some cool features about the covers as well. The detail, these are done by DC and Marvel comic authors. This is a sewn binding, by the way. Has a really nice paper liner. It's really thick, so it's not like your typical thin paper liner. And it gives you the contributors, the artists, the script writers, and all that good business. Gives you a little overview of the epic story of God. Then here's the table of contents. Kind of shows you what this covers, and then check this out. Once you get into the artwork, it's just absolutely beautiful. You have, of course, creation and how that plays out. And just look at the beautiful artwork here. And once you get into the creation of the galaxies and the stars, this is absolutely stunning. Check that out. Now, there are different artists that contribute to this, so sometimes you're going to see things look a little bit different when it comes to the artistry, but all of it overall is just phenomenal. Adam and Eve, and check out the serpent. I mean, that doesn't look like a little wimpy snake to me. That is like dragon-like, which is how Satan is described in Revelation. As we dive more throughout this, there's just so much to this that just absolutely cannot be featured in such a short video. But let's move into the second book. And this is where we're going to get into the prophetic books and more of the stories. You're going to see some of the wild imagery of the prophecies, the worship of false gods you see in here, just all sorts of amazing imagery. This is when King Nebuchadnezzar is eating the grass in the wilderness. This is just some phenomenal stuff. But once we get into the prophets, that's where the artistry really gets kind of cool. So when we get into some of the visions of heaven of Ezekiel, check this out. This is incredible. Woo! That is amazing artwork. Just absolutely love it. This is a graphic novel that people of any age can enjoy. This is something that parents can read to their children, or ultimately adults. There's some adults that love graphic novels, and you can read this yourself. So now let's real quickly dive into the New Testament. There's all kinds of places I'd like to take you here. I do have a previous review on this. I'll go ahead and put those in the video description. But once we get into the New Testament, there's the angel Gabriel. That's really cool. And the birth of Jesus. This is the ascension of Jesus. And let's move into the book of Revelation, because this is where it gets wild. Check that out. Just incredible artwork that I believe is second to absolutely none. And this is the most complete novelization in graphic form of the scripture in existence. We have things like the Action Bible. Check that out. That's just wild. Wild. These images in the book of Revelation. And of course, this is going to be an artist interpretation, so sometimes it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not you think it looks like this or not, but it's a visual aid. Also, whenever the scripture is quoted, the base text is the New Living Translation. There are some paraphrases in there. There's some additions to the stories that are minor to make it flow a little bit better, but none of it takes away from the actual message of the scripture. A couple other things they have is the witnesses. This kind of takes place right after the book of Acts and carries you into that early church history where the martyrdoms and the Roman persecution begins. And then this is 101 questions. And what this does is this answers 101 Bible questions. Anything from end times to the dinosaurs. Did dinosaurs and humans coexist? And what happened during the flood? And all of these things it answers. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to read off a few of the questions to you. I'll also put my review of this in the video description as well. Here are some questions. What is the Bible? How do we know God exists? Does God still speak today? How can we believe the virgin birth? Does the Bible mention aliens or UFOs? Questions like that, and questions about the end time, questions about doctrine, theology, apologetics, This is phenomenal. Now, you may say, you know, I don't want to drop 60 bucks or so on a 3-volume set or 30, 40 bucks on a book, but I do want to try this out. There are several options for you as well. He has single volume paper comics, like your traditional style. Those are only about $4 or $5. You can order them online. Sometimes you can even get them at your local Christian bookstore if you're lucky enough to have one of those. Those are affordable. And then they have the ones that are more like this. It contains more of the stories of the Bible, and they're a little thicker. And these are somewhere in the range of $15 to $20. So if you want to try something out at a little bit of a cheaper price, then I recommend that you get one of the smaller volumes. But I'm telling you, if you get the 3-volume set, check this out also. I told you I was going to show you a detail on the cover. When you put them together, and you check out the spine, it has like this beast figure and the lion. So there's an image in the spine. So when you put it on your bookshelf, it looks really cool. I highly recommend Kingstone. They have other resources other than biblical resources as well, dealing with modern issues. Also, you will notice when you go into like the Proverbs, they'll have modern images to kind of relay the Proverbs and how they apply to life today. So check out Kingstone. You won't be disappointed. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.